Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy X coming at y'all with a brand new video, and I wanted to go over something that I feel like a lot of you guys probably know about at this point, and that's the fact that the token market where you can get, packs and things like that has actually opened, and there's a bunch of cool stuff in it, and I wanted to go through some of the best cards that you guys could take those badges and add them to actually improve the cards, you know what I mean? So that's what we're going to be doing. So hopefully you guys find this video enjoyable, you guys find it informative, anything like that. Please hit that like button down below. It really means a lot to me. And make sure you guys just comment if you guys are actually going to do any of these things, or maybe just how you're getting tokens to help anybody that wants to grind up some tokens to use these badges. And also subscribe if you guys are new. We are on that road to 10k subscribers. So what is going on right now is if you go to pack market, you head down to rewards, you can check out the token market all the way over here, where 2K has actually added a bunch of pretty cool things that you guys can add. But you guys have probably seen this, you already know about it. I'll just go over it pretty briefly. I know a lot of people have made a video on it already, but I'm taking a bit of a different spin on it. So we have blinders and steady shooter badge, we have a deep threes and range extender, we have clamps, we have posterizer and showtime, we have heart crusher, rebound chaser, dimer, Yao Ming with back down punisher. Interesting, because I don't think anybody really wants that amethyst Yao Ming anymore. We got John Stockton, who I have loads of too many, so I don't know why 2K put him in there. If you guys played any triple threat during the event, your back market probably looks like this. So 2K, pretty bad idea to throw John Stockton in there, just my opinion. And then we have a Steve Nash, who I actually think it's okay, not bad, and Dominique Wilkins. So overall, it's not too bad. But the big thing are a lot of these cards right here that a lot of people are trying to get some things to add to them, and there are some really, really good candidates for these badges, I guess we'll say, on here. And I wanted to show you guys some of the guys that I thought were actually going to be really, really good options for some of these things. Now, there's been some people who I've seen put up some graphics that's kind of given me the idea of a lot of these things that could help you guys out. But I first wanted to go into cards that for each badge that you could help. So first off, we have blinders and steady shooter. So what I've actually done is I'll switch to it right here. As you can see, I've gone to 2kdb.com and I've gone ahead and I've filtered by badges right here. And I filtered by guys who have this one's a gold range extender. We'll do range extender first and deep threes. These are guys who have gold range extender who could benefit by getting Hall of Fame, obviously, that you could actually use to increase the price. So we're looking at these by guys who either you got and you want to make it a little bit better, or you have and you want to flip for a little bit of profit. For example, I think some of the best options out here are Giannis for sure. Although I don't know if he can actually get an upgrade to it. I'm pretty sure it's just stationary. So make sure you check that as well. But there's some pretty good guys that you could actually add it to. Billy Owens makes the card an absolute demon, but he's super cheap, so you're looking at your profit margin, probably not too great. Kevin Garnett, though, is a card who's actually really solid, and going up to Hall of Fame range extender, which he can do, is a great option, I think, for most people. This Bill Walton, I mean, if you wanted to add it to him, you could if you got him. Same thing with Sidney Moncrief or Larry Cannon. I think adding it to Larry Cannon would be a great idea for anybody. But some pretty good options right here, and obviously most cards are coming with at least gold range now. So if we get any newer ones that you're looking at and you're like, God damn, I really like that, it could be pretty nice to add it to it. For example, even a Magic Johnson would be great to add it to it. I think for the most part, deep threes is becoming a badge that almost every single card is getting. So it's kind of tough to really recommend guys to throw it on. But I would say if you're getting a Kevin Garnett, you maybe have a Zion Williamson or Michael Jordan, you can make them equal to the hero cards in at least skill-wise, and I think it'd be a really nice upgrade. And then guys like Kevin Garnett, you could add it to if you want to make a little bit of profit. Or if you just got a David Robinson or a Julius Randle and you wanted to add it to him, I think it could really help. Or if you're a real cheeseball with this Chris Webber, you can go ahead and add it to it right there. And this Chris Webber actually becomes a lot better of a card, despite not having the greatest of jump shots, which is a little bit tough. So now we'll go over this one right here, which is blinders and steady shooter. These are cards, again, I'll show you guys that I have filtered to only have the steady shooter badge on gold, but this one is not the most accurate, and I'll tell you guys why in a little bit. This is, I guess I'll show you guys right now. It's not showing you guys that also don't have the steady shooter badge at all. These are just cards who have steady shooter on gold, but there are also guys that you could use here. For example, I'll show you guys right here. These are cards who have steady shooters on bronze. Not too notable. They just don't be doing that anymore. Steady shooter on silver, steady shooter on gold. So these are kind of ones that we want to look at. We'll look at the gold ones on first, but I'll show you why it's not the easiest of metrics to look at. But again, good options. Chris Webber, great card I think to add it to. Pau Gasol, again, amazing card to add it to. And then the rest of these guys, it's kind of like, no thank you. I wouldn't really recommend doing that. But there are cards that you could check out in the updated section just because there's not a way to filter by not having badges on 2KTB. Cards, for example, from yesterday, we have RJ Barrett, who on next gen is an amazing shooter, but doesn't have steady. That is a huge badge for him to add. It would really be great. Jonathan Isaac, I would love for him to get a steady shooter. If you're on next gen, it'd be a beautiful badge, and you can add it to him. Basically, any card that has dropped, you could add steady shooter to and make him absolutely amazing. LeBron, I think Bol doesn't have it. Poku does not have blinders on Hall of Fame. Do any of that, and you will massively increase the price of that card. So any big name guy, any card who's just absolutely amazing, even if you're on current gen, this is a good one to pick up because anybody on next gen, including myself, sees a Hall of Fame blinders badge and is going to pick up that card for instantly more. So it's going to be a great idea just to throw it on people. Like for example, I know with the previous set where we got the warped reality, with Bol, I saw somebody who put a Bol up with a diamond contract with one of the Kobe shooting shoes for whatever reason instead of one of the speed shoes, which he definitely needs more, and gave him Hall of Fame blinders, and the card went for like 280k. It is absolutely insane. So one of those badges where you can't really filter and pick a good one, but I would recommend doing it on some of those big guys. Maybe even like a Ben Simmons right here who doesn't have steady, and then boom, throwing on Hall of Fame blinders and a good shoe, and you'll be making a bunch of profit on MT. So even if you're on current gen, it's still worth it to pick up this badge because you could increase the price of a card that maybe you want to sell later on, which is pretty cool. So the next one we do have is Clamps. Obviously, Clamps is one of the best badges, and at this point, we all know most cards are getting gold Clamps at least minimum, just like Ranger Center. So we're just looking for guys who we can take this Clamps badge to and then boost it up to, again, flip it for a little bit of profit or just make it good for a card that maybe you want. So I've gone ahead, and I think this one I filtered by gold Clamps as well, so I'll show you guys what it's looking like right here. So the first one is a card that probably only 10 people in existence have, and that's Dark Matter Taco Fall. I don't really see too much use in that one. But if we're looking at the opals, Domantas Sabonis, Arvydas Sabonis, Julius Randle, Chris Webber, again, you could make this Chris Webber a demon. Dirk Nowitzki, not a bad shout. Obi Toppin, I know basically all of you guys have this Obi Toppin. It'll be a great card to basically add that to. Luka Doncic as well, who I didn't even know only had gold, would be a great option actually to add this on. Any defensive badge for Luka to really make him next level cheesy would be great. Wouldn't really recommend Hito Turkoglu, but you could do it if you wanted to. We have also guys like Yusuf Nurkic, want to be a bad shout. Magic Johnson, if you got John Collins, great idea. Karl Anthony Towns, if you like your budget guys, really good. Rick Smits, not too bad, although I would love to see a range added to him. But I think the big one that I'm also looking at right here is Bol. He's somewhere throughout here, and I'm pretty sure Bol actually only has gold Clamps. So it's, again, another card that I really recommend you go ahead and add it to. Yep, there it is. Gold Clamps, which you can upgrade to Hall of Fame. Another card that I highly recommend you add it to. But some of those big name guys, I think it's actually pretty worth it to add. Again, most cards that we're seeing nowadays are getting the big upgrades to have at least gold Clamps or even Hall of Fame. Like, look at all of the cards that have Hall of Fame Clamps. So it's one of those ones that's going to be pretty tough to find a candidate for, but there still are good ones, like the ones we talked about here, like a Bol, or maybe even a Magic Johnson if you wanted to, a Dirk Nowitzki, a Chris Webber, Julius Randle if you got him. All great options to add. Just please don't add it to a Trae Young or any of the Series 3 players. Please. I saw somebody tweet that they added Hall of Fame Clamps and range that they got from the token market onto the new Opal PG in the series, or PG LeBron in Series 3. Please do not do that. It is probably one of the worst decisions you can make, just MTN tokens wise. It is absolutely terrible. The next badges that we have right here are Showtime and Posterizer. A little bit less of an important badge, but still one that you could care about and you may want to see. So we'll show it really quick. We have finishing, and again, I'll show you we filtered to having gold Showtime so we can add it up to Hall of Fame. Most, if not all cards, again, will have this on gold because 2K knows how important of a badge Showtime is on current gen. So for current gen people, it's probably one of the best badges, so you might want to look out for it. But here's all great options to add it to. You have Sidney Moncrief, Chris Bosh, Pete Maravich if you got him, Michael Redd, Fat Lever would be a great card to add it to because he can dunk great. Andre Karolinko, couldn't think of a better card to add it to. Kevin Durant, absolutely amazing card to add it to as well. Magic Johnson, not bad. Rudy LaRusso, Bradley Beal if you wanted to. Another Kevin Durant right there that you could. John Havlicek if you got him. I mean, it's there. It's an option. The old Anthony Davis if you wanted to as well, although I wouldn't recommend it. Rocco for Pink Diamonds. Boris Diaw for Pink Diamonds. Again, great options. Please don't add it to Morris Peterson or Lonzo Ball. Not worth it, your time there. But some definitely really good options through there. There's probably some diamonds as well that you could go through, like Tyrese Halliburton, that could benefit from it. But I think your best bet is to go ahead, add it to like a Moncrief if you get him, add it to a Chris Bosh if you get him, or maybe even if you got some of the opals, Andre Karolinko and Kevin Durant. Great options to add to because you can actually flip those for a lot of profit, and both people, or all people, would love to see an Andre Karolinko or a KD with some extra Hall of Fame badges. Always a great option to add there. Next up, we do have Heart Crusher, which is, again, a badge that's really good, but it's slept on if you don't know why it's good. Heart Crusher is one of those ones that lowers your opponent's takeover if you get blocks, if you get steals, or anything like that, some big defensive stops. So Heart Crusher is actually a super nice badge to have because it directly counters Showtime if you can use it correctly. I actually love it. I think it's a great badge. I've been saving up a Heart Crusher for a card that doesn't have it that's really good defensively. Other than that, it's a pretty good badge. So we've gone ahead and, again, I'll show you guys cards that don't have it that could definitely benefit from it. We have it right here, Defense and Heart Crusher, so you guys can look at it a little bit. And boom, already my number one option for having this badge right here. He can get I think he can have Showtime added to him as well. Here we go with Jonathan Isaac. If we look at it, oh, we're showing the previous page. I apologize, messed that up a little bit. I'll open link in new tab. There we go. Jonathan Isaac, 6'11", and yep, there we go. He can get Showtime. He just doesn't have the badge at all, and he can get blinders, and he can get Heart Crusher on gold. So this is a beautiful option to severely increase the price of your card. You can pick up a Jonathan Isaac for about 80K. You add all three of those badges, you're probably going to get like 120, 150K if you got a diamond shoe. Really great. Darren Williams, I wouldn't recommend it because you're probably not going to get a lot of blocks with him and things like that. DeMar DeRozan, not a bad option. You probably could get some things with there. Obi Toppin, again, a lot of people have him, not a bad option. Luka Doncic, probably not too bad of an option either. Things like that. Jokic, probably not too bad. Poku is a beautiful option for it. He's a 7-foot demigod that plays the 3 and the 4, can get a bunch of blocks, and can be super fun to use out there. So I think a great option for anybody that's looking to get really cheesy with it. And Bol again, a great option if you're looking for some guys like that to add Heart Crusher to. Again, it's a really good badge, but it's one that's kind of slept on, that not a lot of people understand just how good it is. So don't be one of those people. For 50 tokens, I think that's not too bad, honestly. And that'd be my second, so I don't really need it. Next up is a Rebound Chaser. Again, a card that a lot of cards are getting now, especially on gold. It's just one that 2K's been shipping out because, again, it's one of those vital badges in the game that if a card doesn't have it, you've basically killed them. And there's no way they play the center position great without it. But I've still gone through and I'll show you guys defensive. Oop, this is the Heart Crusher one. Whoop, defensive and Rebound Chaser right there. And we have cards that could use it. But my personal opinion is that you only want to add it to them if they're a shooting or a small forward, a power forward, or a center. Other than that, it's really not going to provide them too much benefit to get a boost from gold to Hall of Fame, or if they don't have it at all. So guys that I do think would be a great option for it, LeBron James. LeBron cards always can be great rebounders. You get it at the Hall of Fame, it's going to be great. Ben Simmons, if you really want to just severely increase the price of the best card in the game, boom, you got it right there. Grant Hill wouldn't be too bad. Tatum wouldn't be too bad if you plan on running him at the 4. Carmelo, I don't really recommend it. DeMar, I don't really recommend it. Even T-Mac, I don't really recommend it. You're going to be playing him at the 2. It's really not worth it. Giannis, great card to add it to, honestly. Kyle Kuzma and Rudy Gay, I think wouldn't be bad shouts. Danny Ferry and Andre Karolinko, great options. Even to Tony Kukoc, great option to add it to. A Kermit Washington, a Kevin Durant, I would add it to all of those guys, and I think it would be great additions to the card. Even Poku would be a beautiful addition to him, and Boris Diaw, because then they rebound even better. I mean, imagine a 7-footer who already is good at rebounding, and then you make it just a little bit better. It's going to be crazy. Jackson Jr. would be another great one that I know a lot of you guys probably have just for free, which is awesome. If you have Kukoc, you have him. Just some great options. Rebound Chaser, again, one of those badges that you tend to overlook because so many cards have it, but there's some cards, actually a lot of cards, who have it on gold who actually could benefit from a Hall of Fame boost. So keep that in the back of your mind. It could be a great one to have. And then the last one I think is probably the least important badge, and that's Hall of Fame Dimer. Hall of Fame Dimer, I don't think is as big of a deal anymore because we have so many cards who are so good at everything, have all the badges in the world, have all the high stats, have floor generals that are boosting them, have the coach boosters and everything. So you're shooting with a lot of guys who almost have a 99 shot 3 across the board. So having a boost doesn't really do anything from Dimer, but it can be a little bit fun, and there are some guys who don't have it. So I guess I'll show you guys right here. I'm going to switch to it. These are all the guys who have gold Dimer, which I guess I'll show you right here. Playmaking, gold Dimer, that you could boost to Hall of Fame. But for most of them, I don't really see too much benefit from it. Like Anthony Davis, Blake Griffin, Shaq, Ralph Sampson. You're probably not going to care too much. Larry Cannon and Bailey Howell, maybe it could be fun. Chris Bosh, maybe. J.R. Smith and Kevin Porter Jr., I definitely would say it's not too bad because you'd be running with the PG. Would be a good option, could be fun because, again, they're point guards. Putting Hall of Fame Dimer on a guy that's going to be playing your 1, probably not a bad idea. Putting on a guy who's going to play your center and you're not even going to run anything through, I think that's just a waste of Hall of Fame badge in my opinion. But to each their own. Oladipo, maybe if you wanted to. RJ Barrett, if you plan on running him as your main offensive guy. Same with Michael Redd. Played a guy today who used Michael Redd as his entire kind of offense, and it was great. So if you were going to pass a little bit more on Michael Redd, I can see why you'd want him. Danny Ferry, I wouldn't mind it just because I know a lot of people that have Ferry use him as their main ball handler, and passing a little bit more with him could be great. But in general, if you're not going to be using him as like the dominant ball guy, what's really the reason of getting Hall of Fame Dimer on him? There's not, again, I think out of all these badges, it's probably the least important one and the one that you don't really have to worry about as much. And then when it comes to these other things right here, Back Down Punisher, not really an important badge. Needle Threader is a great and slept on badge, but you also got to get John Stockton. I'm not really vibing with that. I'm sick of seeing that Diamond John Stockton on my lineup. Break Starter, again, it's a pretty important badge, but once you have it on gold, you'll be fine. I mean, even and bronze and silver do the same thing. Not really too important to have in a Hall of Fame. And a Lob City finisher, I don't really throw too many lobs myself, so it's not too important. And the people that I do throw it to are centers who, if they don't dunk it, it's kind of a big deal. I mean, but either way, I'm not really too hyped about it. But Opal Dominique Wilkins is a decent card. Overall, I think all of these little badge packs you could get are definitely not worth it because the value that I get out of 150 tokens here is a lot less than I get out of 150 tokens right here. So hopefully this guys gave you a really good in-depth token market breakdown of where you guys can use all of the respective badges in each of their spots, and you've been able to narrow it down. My goal wasn't exactly to tell you who to use it on, but good cards that you could use it on that you could definitely get some profit for. If you're looking for big profit makers, your best 3 are going to be in blinders, deep 3s, and clamps. If you mix them with some good diamond shoes and some good diamond contracts, you can make a lot of MT, especially on a guy like Ben Simmons or Bol because they can use almost all of these badges and becomes absolutely insane and are really, really big ticket kind of cards, especially on next gen when you have that blinders. Let me know if you guys did enjoy the video or found it informative at all. Make sure you guys liked the video, guys did enjoy that sort of stuff. Comment if you guys found a new card that maybe you want to add one of these badges to, or just your token method in general if you want to help a boy out, try to grind some of them up. And subscribe if you guys are new. We are on that road at 210K subscribers and a lot more helpful videos like this coming throughout 2K21 and in the 2K22. You guys know the vibes. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next video.